What is up, guys? Michael here from TYT Yugioh, and today I'm coming at you guys with my brand new Ninja deck profile. Now, before we get started, I just want to say that we generally don't do like budget decks here on TYT Yugioh, but I figured that since basically all of the archetype-specific cards in this deck are really cheap, then I would go ahead and just sort of make this deck from a little bit more of a budget angle compared to what we usually do here on the channel. That said, I will be going through and letting you guys know what you can change up if you have more expensive staples like Pot of Desires, Debarriers, stuff like that. But without further ado, let's just get straight into the deck profile. And like I said, I will discuss a little bit about what you can change if you have some more cash. Alright, so to start off, we play 3 Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo. Best card in the deck, searches your ninjas and searches your traps. We play 3 Twilight Ninja Shingetsu. This card sucks, but there are not very many ninja cards that are playable in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And this card has basically the best effect of any level 4 Dark Ninja other than Hanzo. So you have to play 3 of it because it is a Dark and a level 4 and has Ninja in the name. Next we play 3 Upstart Golden Ninja. This card also sucks, but like I said, every card in our deck sucks, so you also have to play 3 of this. Makes rank 4s, helps to get more advantage when you have sort of bricked or dead traps in your hand that you can't resolve, stuff like that. We play 2 Twilight Ninja Getsuga the Shogun. This is like kind of your win condition. So basically, when you summon this and resolve its effect, like you just acquire so many cards. You can just like discard them for the draw spell and like draw through your whole deck until you draw like your outs to stuff, or just like make infinite rank 4s while that stays on the field. 3 is cloggy. I think 2 is fine. In case you banish one of them off a lore or something like that. And yeah, you want to see this card like pretty much as early as you can. So yeah, I think 2 is the correct number for this guy. Then we play 1 of Ninchirin, the Chunin Ninja guy. This card sucks, but it's level 6. And that is going to help us make rank 6s with our next card. This is our ninjutsu transformation target. 3 of Aether, the Evil Empowering Dragon. So this card's like pretty cool. So it's the fact that it's Pendulum Monster is like irrelevant, but it's a dark, so you can banish it off the lure if you need to, and it's a level 6, so you can make rank 6s with the Chunin Ninja guy. Its effect is when it's normal or special summoned, you can target a monster on the field and banish it. So along with Super Transformation, that basically turns your Super Transformation into a treacherous trap hole. So you summon this, and then you can also like call the Haunted this back and stuff, and like banish card, like make rank 6s with it. It's I think it's pretty good. It's like probably the best super transformation target, especially because since it's level 6, you're basically always being guaranteed to make this no matter what you're playing against, because your opponent just needs to have a monster that's level 2 or higher. And so unless you're playing like Mystic Piper Turbo, then you're going to be able to resolve your super transformation, and if you're playing Mystic Piper Turbo, then I guess that's just the deserved loss. Onto the spells, we play 3 Lord of Darkness. Whole deck's dark. And you basically just want to draw your deck until you like get your good cards, because like not a ton of the cards in this deck are good. So like you just need to draw like until you can get the good cards. So you play 3 of this. Along the same lines, we play 3 Armor Ninjutsu Art of Alchemy. There's a cool combo with the new Ninjutsu Art Notebook card that like basically just turns any of your ninja cards into like trade-in, which is pretty cool. But basically, this card is also necessary to like just draw your whole deck. The draw engine in this deck is actually like kind of insane. You can like draw like half your deck by turn like 2 sometimes, which is like pretty cool, which again allows you to get to your good cards. One of the good cards you want to get to is Instant Fusion. This deck is pretty low ceiling. It's kind of a normal summon deck like with Hanzo, so you need cards that increase your ceiling, and Instant Fusion does that, so you play 3 of it. We also play an extra target in the extra deck other than Norden for this, so playing 3 is fine. Yeah. Now we play 3 Ninjutsu Art Notebook. This is like probably the best spell in the deck. This is how you draw your whole deck. Basically, Hanzo searches this out, and so like this just turns all of your ninjas into trade-ins basically. So when you have like extra ninjas, you just discard it and set the Alchemy card from the deck, activate Alchemy, and then like send these both to graveyard, draw 2. Which is really good. It fills up your graveyard, which is, like I said, like that's why we max out on like the Twilight Ninjas and stuff, even though that card like is kind of bad, because you just need ninjas to discard for this, to draw your deck until you draw in your Call of Haunted, Institutions, and things. It just fills up your graveyard and then gets you to your good cards. So that's really good. You play 3 of that. We play Rhoda because Warrior deck, Soul Charge because we're good and draw it all the time. And then we play Upstart Goblin because Patrick Hoban. As far as the spell lineup goes, guys, if you have Pot of Desires, you definitely play it in this deck. If you take a look at the monster lineup, we play 3 of basically everything that's good. 2 of this, but you might be able to bump it up 3. I played it at 3 in a while, and 1 of this, but this card sucks. You don't really care if you banish it. So if you have Desires, guys, if you have access to Pot of Desires, I'd probably cut 1 Instant Fusion, 1 Ninjutsu Art Alchemy so that you don't draw multiples, and probably 1 Allure of Darkness. I wouldn't cut any of these because you generally want to be able to resolve all 3 of your super transformations in a game. And I probably would not cut any of the ninjas because you need to discard them off of Notebook in order to get your engine going. Onto the traps, we play 3 Call the Haunted. Again, our deck is low ceiling, so we need something to improve our ceiling. This is also the best way to summon the Getsuga Shogun guy. You discard it off Notebook and then bring it back with Call the Haunted. Since it puts back in attack mode, you can deactivate its effect, switch to defense, and then summon your guys back. I believe this is strictly better than Oasis of Dragon Souls because solely because of the fact that Oasis makes your guys worms or dragons or something, if I'm not mistaken, and so you cannot make Blade Armor Ninja, and Blade Armor Ninja is like kind of important in the extra deck, so that's like basically the only reason we play Call over Oasis. Next we play Ninjutsu Art of Super Transformation. This is the best Super Transformation card because it tributes one of your opponent's monsters. So when you play this and tribute your 2 ninjas, and then, or tribute your 1 ninja and their 1 monster, and then you summon your dragon, and then you banish another monster. Basically this card is just Treacherous Trap Hole, and it's searchable, and you can resolve it like multiple times in a game. And it's really good, and it just so happens that in this format, like, since there's no, like, Dark Star or anything, like, that is untargetable, targeting effects are, like, actually just fine. So, yeah, like, you literally just Treacherous Trap Hole your opponent, like, every turn, and just slowly gain advantage through, like, summoning your Hanzos, going +1 and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Next, we play Rafflesia targets. I play Bottomless and Time Space. Don't play Treacherous because there are too many traps in this deck. Yeah, Time Space is, like, insane against Metal Foe. If they don't respect your Rafflesia, then you just, like, Time Space their life away in its game. Bottomless is just, like, very okay against everything, and so you just main deck it. Like I said, kind of a budget deck. This could probably be, like, Floodgate Trap Hole if you wanted it to be. But I think Time Space is, like, definitely mandatory. Then we play Warning Emptiness. Not exactly budget these copies, but, you know, like, you can get commons and stuff, and those are cheaper, but yeah. I'm actually pretty happy with the trap lineup. I wouldn't really change anything, even if I had access to strikes and T-barriers. I would probably, I'll talk about that when I get to the side deck in a little bit. So moving on to the extra deck. So the other instant fusion targets we play are Carbonella Warrior alongside Norden. So Carbonella Warrior is a level 4 warrior, makes Blade Armor Ninja, self-explanatory. Good card. Sometimes you play Mermail. This card's pretty good. I don't know, like, just pushing for damage is really relevant a lot of times, since, like, you can kind of clear your opponent's field with the trap and the Aether Dragon guy. So, like, just the double damage is, like, pretty good, and sometimes you don't want to waste your Utopia Lightning. So we play Blade Armor Ninja. Castell, this card's insane against ABC, anything that targets. You, like, make him banish your own cards. It's broken. Castell, good card, good card, good card. Good cards. We play this because we have the room in the extra deck. Good card. Good card. And then we play a few rank 6s as well. This card for going second. This card because I couldn't think of what else to play. You could probably play Utopia Beyond if you wanted to. You could probably play like a Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger if you wanted to. But I have this, and we play this for going first. Onto the side deck really swiftly. Judge me, but I don't really care to switch out the sleeves from other decks. 3 of this Kaiju because it's dark and we play Allure. That's why I play that Kaiju over Gamma Seal. 3 Chalice. This card's insane. Basically, this is for like any deck that can make like Dweller or Alkahest or anything like that. You just turn it off on your turn. You can also set it if you're going first as just like breakthrough skill, which is cool. System down. These aren't cheap, but it's just like way too good not to play. Twin Twister. If you don't have Twin Twisters, like, you're bad. Buy these before you buy any of the cards from the main deck, but I guess you can play MST or something. Yeah, we can't really play through back row because our deck is normal summon deck. So we should probably play like Galaxy Cyclones or MSTs in addition to this, but I don't know. Side deck I haven't really given too much thought to. And then I play 3 Typhoon, pretty good against some Elfo, and sometimes ABC going first because you can hit their Union Hanger and stuff. So guys, if you have dimensional barriers, that's definitely something I would put in the side deck. Obviously Maxis are not included anywhere in my deck. If you have those, definitely play those. I'd probably main them if it were me. If you have access to anti-spell fragrance, definitely side those against metal foes. I'm trying to think what else is like a good and expensive card that's like that I would play if I had the money. I don't know, I think that's it. But anyway guys, so that's the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed, and this is Michael from TYT Yugioh, and I'll catch you next time.